Hello everybody, it's a sketchbook tour. Let's get into it. Okay guys, so I started this sketchbook on August the 20th, 2021. So last year, I then suffered my burnout, so I then wasn't really using it for at least 3 to 4 months. So I've been squirreling away off camera and getting it completed. So it is an Arteza, and it was from a pack of 3, and I have 1 left. It's acid-free spiral bound, ideal for wet and dry media, and there are 60 sheets, and it's a mixed media premium paper. It's 180 GSM, which is £110, and it's A5, which is 14 by 8 centimeters by 21 centimeters. And it's designed in America, but it's manufactured in China. So let's get in. So on the inside of the hard page, I doodled with pen, and I'm not sure if we get the double spread on camera, so I will fold it like that. So this is the back of the front page, and just doodled with pen and pencils just to see what would work on this. So then the front page is this welcome page where I just kind of experimented a bit, and I put ideas down here for things that I could use in it to try. And I didn't use any of it because I can't just designate one sketchbook for one specific topic, because I draw what I feel at the time. I'm not like a student who is told today we're drawing flowers, because today I won't be in the mood for flowers. For example, I said try syringes, pipettes, watercolors, inks, coffee, shaving cream, acrylics, gouache, pencils, pens, different sized papers. Random word prompts, colour mixing. And within all this time, I've progressed a lot now. I've had time to develop. So here is one. I mean, you're going to see from last year and this year the difference in my development. Just having time away from social media, I've been able to really develop my work. So I was also on my way to doing 1,000 portraits, and because I couldn't keep them all in one sketchbook, I have lost count, but I did well over 1,000 in less than a year, and it probably contributed to my burnout. So this was Monk from Monk Detective, and then here I then did a boat because I was trying to work out the boats, and this came out okay in watercolor. Then this came out kind of backwards, but again, it's fun. And then we've got this. Came out, my portraits are far better now. And then this, some Ben & Jerry's ice cream and the birds, and a TARDIS and a cup. I love at the moment, I'm drawing a lot of gooey cakes and coffee and hot chocolates and things. I'm in that kind of phase, which you'll see towards the end of this book. This was on my way to the 1,000 portraits. And again, portraits. The references are mainly from, either TV shows or Pixabay or Unsplash, things like that. Probably Pinterest as well. I quite like doing these 4 on one page. Yeah, Nanny McPhee came out well. And then this is my favourite adaptation of Pride and Prejudice, and this is Elizabeth Bennet from the 1995 version. And again, this was still, it's August of last year, 2021. And then there are these. And this, I gave up on that one. And that, I was like, ugh. I was slowly losing it with the portraits that day. And then I started with that. And this one came out quite good, I thought. And this. Sometimes I will do the same portrait a few times. Coffee. So scribbled the background with pencil. Probably the rainbow pencil I did afterwards. So it was like this year. I think this was actually this year. I didn't date it, but I suspect this is after my burnout. So it was coffee and experimenting with the rainbow pencil. I could have actually left it apple blank from, say, last year, and then I came back to it this year. So then again, so these two are from this year in January, and I did just pen. So then these two are from last year, and that one came out very well, using just my biros. Well, ballpoint pen. Biro. I keep calling them biros. That's what we call them in the UK, though I'm in France. But, and that's interesting. This is from this year. Just getting basic shapes down. That's from last year. Tweety. This is from this year, on January. Just getting shapes down. And this is from last year. I do like drawing birds. And then a great big face. This is from January of this year, 2022. And then this is now 2022. So I quite like that. This is 2022. I like that with the rainbow pencil for the hair and everything. That is from this year as well. I don't like it particularly, but I think I was trying alcohol markers again, and I don't get on with them very well at all. Then a watermelon in watercolour. I quite like that, but it looks a bit stiff and rigid. Then again, I was doing the watercolour dual tip markers, and then I did a fish. And that was from this year as well, 2022. And then this, again, is this year, pattern. And this year as well, a portrait. And then I like how this came out. This is from this year, a lighthouse in coffee. And so did it with pen, did it with coffee, and then penciled a background. Then a French chef inspired by a Pinterest illustration. I thought that came out quite good. That was this year. And then here, that is from this year, inspired by Pinterest. And this year, it's okay. It's a bit dark for me, but I like how it came out. And the toucan, I didn't finish it off. That was this year though. Nice shape. And then different angles of cups and mugs. And then I like how this one came out. Probably not my best, but I was experimenting. And then this is it's all this year now. I like how that house came out. And then this is a little bit stiff and rigid, but I was working on a recipe idea. And then we have the chicken. Doing cups of coffee again. And the flowers. using alcohol markers again. It did work just to do a basic shape of a bird. And then drawing chocolate related items. It was a bit muddy, so I don't like how that came out. This was a very loose sketch of a face. I like how it came out actually. That was from last year. I didn't do anything with that page. And then here, I like how this came out. Lovely, bright, clean colours. But I didn't date it. And this is from this year too. I mixed things. It was like with jewel markers and pencil. I think it was inspired by Pinterest. I always lose where I am now. Right, okay. Then we have a little field mouse on top of a flower. That was this year. And my very first scooter. I was quite proud of that. And then some foliage and flowers. I thought that would be a nice design. And then we've got a sloth. And a very big looking bird in watercolour. And a pear. A quokka. They are the cutest of animals in Australia. I've not seen them in real life, but I didn't even know they existed. This I am happy with. It's a nice colour. And then we've got the dog. I didn't finish it off. It was just like an example. And this is all right. It was inspired by another reference image on Pinterest. It's okay. And then the rabbit. I like how that came out. And then we start with the drinks. I'm trying to get, and the pear came out quite nice, but it's a bit stiff and rigid. But I like, I'm trying to get the fluffiness of the cream at the moment. So here's another little birdie. And another cute one screaming. And then here, so then we have the Starbucks one over here. That was Coca-Cola. And then here, a double spread of the Starbucks cups. I'm trying to get the fluffiness of the cream still. And this is okay. I get better the more that I go. This is quite nice. I like that I got the little knobbly bits at the top. This was inspired by Raffi and Klee. I don't know where it came from my head. I was watching a Raffi and Klee video. And suddenly this came to my mind and I just had to capture it. So I did. And now we get to my fun, creamy yumminess dessert. So I don't drink or eat any of this. So, but I probably would want to. So I thought I would capture it all on paper. This creaminess has come out better. But I'm still getting there. It's difficult to draw cream to make it all fluffy and gooey and lovely and flowy and not rigid. So you can see that, like this one came out really nice. But I use better watercolors. This was a test using the Schmink Academy watercolors. All the rest in this book are like watercolors I've kind of collected over the years and put them into one little tin. So this came out quite good. I think I did pencil as well for texture. And again here, I was trying to get the glass effect so that you can see there's something in it. Again here. And here, it's coffee. And this came out quite good. And that's interesting. And then these two are okay. Obviously this one was better. And then this was fun. A cannoli and the ice cream all together. I managed to get two on the page here. And that came out quite nice. And then that was okay, but again I find it's rigid. And the bird is quite interesting. I like how that came out. That's okay, and this is okay. And then this is okay, I quite like. That, I don't know where that came from. It was like a really bad thing. So I titled it, Not a Good Look, because it was getting worse and worse. Like bags under the eyes, looked like you'd been punched in the face. So that's what the title of that work is, Not a Good Look. And then this is for Ukraine. Obviously, the situation over there right now is beyond awful and despicable. And so then I've got some pansy flowers, just trying to do wet into wet to get the flow there. And then this is a really nice portrait. I can't believe I created that myself, actually. I was quite pleased with that one. And then getting a cake onto a plate and getting the fork, things like that. I think it's all coming together now. This mug I'm quite pleased with, because you can see the cinnamon or the cocoa powder is falling from the air onto it. And this, we're developing the cream again, trying to get the texture. Like here, I quite liked the shape of the mug and that it was a loose sketch. This is Mrs. Bennet from Pride and Prejudice from 95. There's always a calamity and a disaster and she's always screaming. Then we've got a nice beach scene. I think that came out quite nice. And then this one I quite like too. It's pretty pink colours and trying to get the cream again. And this is nice, the cottage, you know. So I'm starting to like a lot more of my work, as you can tell. And then this cake, I got the chocolate curls on the top of it. And again, I'm still trying to get that flowy fluffiness of the cream. Almost getting there. The fork came out better here. The mug handle is wrong. So you can see I know what's wrong with my work, but I'm still liking it. This was fun. Now, my Posca white pen has run out, so I'm trying, instead of buying a new one, I know Frugal Crafter on YouTube has done videos about how to refill them, but it's not always that easy, so I did try, and I haven't got any white acrylic paint at the time of recording this video, so I just put gesso in, and it was really quite thick, so I've been adding a lot of water, to try and get the flow, because the pen I've got is so thin, the nib, that the ink doesn't want to come out. So this, I was literally having to stab it on the paper and swirl it with the nib, because it didn't want to flow from the pen. But I like the texture. It doesn't actually give you much effect for the coffee bubbles, but it still adds to the drawing. I thought that was good. And then this cupcake was good. And then the little marshmallow guy in the mug there. And then again, the paint pen worked a little better here. And then this, I was quite pleased with the fluffiness of the icing. That was alright, but you know, I could do better. This was quite good fluffiness. And then the cocoa was referenced from Pinterest. And then my practice for my end page. And then another fluffy cake. It looks like there's eyes and an eyebrow there. I don't know if you can see that. And then the final page. This is how I finished it. So I started it on August the 20th, 2021, and finished it on the 12th of March, 2020. And that, guys, is the end of the sketchbook. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button and go watch a playlist or two. And if you want to help me out further, you can go to my Amazon wishlist and send me something and I will unbox it on my channel. And I'll give you credit, of course. So, I will see you next time. Bye!